their book bags. Oh my god, have you seen kids' book bags? It's a hot mess up in there. But and welcome back to the Angry Teacher channel. I'm Richard Williams, the Angry Teacher. If note taking has always been like an issue for you and you don't know where to start, check this video out. That's what we're talking about today, note taking. Now sit back, relax, get something to drink while I take you through about 4 or 5, I think it's about 4, ideas about note taking. Let's get into the video. Number 1, rethink binder paper, or the pages of the books that you use, or if it's just a loose leaf binder refillable paper, then rethink it. You don't have to use the lines, even though they're just a guide, but you can go around, you can draw pictures, you can do your little symbols. You do not have to write verbatim everything that the professor says, unless it's like a definition, or unless it's something that you need to remember that particular name of an author or poet or chemist or whatever. But you don't have to use the lines as prescribed by the company. So reword it, turn it the other way if you need to, and just rethink how you think about the paper in front of you. Because it's your notes, unless they ask to collect it, but even if it's your notes and you know how you think and how you function. So kind of use the words, go off the lines, color without around the lines or outside of the lines. Number 2, develop symbolic language. Now, especially if you're being dictated to, you're the professor speaking and you're not allowed to record, or you forgot to record and you're just writing, you're not going to be able to keep up with what they're saying. So symbolize it. Draw things for the expressions that they say. Do little shapes, do abbreviations, whatever can make you move faster to keep up with the pace of what they're saying or how they're saying it. And it gives you a mental picture of what's being said as well, because a lot of us are visual learners, and so we have to see something in a picture form, like in our heads, so that we can make sense of it. So while you're writing, and if they say something about going to a mall, maybe you can draw a mall. The thing is that, especially with younger kids, when we tell them to symbolize it, these kids start drawing a little bit too elaborately. So they take forever, and by the time they move on from that one point to something else, they have missed like at least 4 bits of information that they needed. So work on your symbols, work on what you need to get through quickly, your abbreviations, the ampersand for the and, basically how you guys use text messages. Sometimes that might come in handy. Now, when you're turning in a formal paper, now you know better than that. But otherwise, make it quick, make it sharp, make it something that you can get through to get to the end of the presentation. That's why let me leave that for later. Number 3, Picasso is not needed. You don't have to be a sketch artist. You don't have to be an artist in general to make pictures on your page. Stick figures are always welcome. Draw whatever comes to mind, or it's almost like symbolizing it. Now, you don't want to get too abstract where you don't remember what the content was at some point, but you don't have to be an artist to make sense of what the notes were. Just draw what you can quickly so you can move on. Just you're making sense of it. Thanks for coming by and checking out the Angry Teacher channel. If it's your first time here, thank you for coming by and checking out the Angry Teacher channel. I'm Richard Williams, the Angry Teacher, and in these videos we talk about education, all things education, and a couple of things about my crazy teacher lifestyle. With that said, peruse the channel, look at the playlist, see what speaks to you, and like and subscribe and ring the notification bell so you'll be kept in the loop for the next dope Angry Teacher video. If you've been here before, I love you to death. Thanks for being a part of the fam. I've got a tip for you at the end of the video, but you gotta wait until you get there, because the others help you make sense of the tip. Alright? So let's just keep going until we can get to the end of the video. Now, number 4 is, now all of these tips are for teacher and student alike, no matter where you fall in that spectrum. So, for number 4, it's grading optional. If you're a teacher, then you can grade the notes if you want. Some kids do elaborate notes and they just don't do well on tests, I guess. With that said, if they know that you're going to grade their notes, they'll probably still be winners on that content area, whatever that part of the lesson is. If you're talking about polynomials and they took notes and they failed the test, at least they know that they're getting points or they're getting a grade for the notes, right? So, but a lot of teachers don't grade the notes. With that said, as a student, if you're not being graded on the notes, it will help you to study for the test, obviously. So, take good notes. And especially if you're being graded for the notes, to kind of make it easy for the professor or the teacher to pay attention to the different parts, and they know that so compartmentalize it, and so they know that you are organizing your head space, and so they can help you if there's something wrong with your notes. They can help you and identify what your thinking is, what's problematic, and then they'll help you fix it. So grading optional, you need to know what your professor or your teacher plan to do with that information. And teachers, I've done it before, I've graded notes. It's a good thing. It gets kids to start organizing their heads, organizing their space, organizing their notebooks, their book bags. Oh my god, have you seen kids' book bags? It's a hot mess up in there. But anyway, I need to make a video about yeah, I will. But in any case, so it helps them to organize themselves, and it's a good thing because even if they don't pass the exams, their notes are helping. So I know that they have the information. They're probably just not good test takers, or the time they ran out of, or they took too long. So at least I can work with the exam grades later. I just need to focus on your organization, your thinking, your processing. That's why we're taking notes. All right. And this is mostly for teachers. Number 5, we do. To begin. In the beginning, show them how to take notes. Now, if it's Cornell or I can't remember the other, Laboche, I think. I can't remember that kind of note taking. If you are teaching them how to take notes or what to put in their notes, then you do it with them the first time or the first couple of times, especially for the younger grades. As they get older, then you can let them, kind of go off on their own. With that said, a lot of older kids don't know either. But if we do it with them, it kind of helps them out, and it dispels all the mystery of note-taking and what it is and how to do it, and doesn't stress them out, and they start to claim ownership of it. And that's why for a lot of times I check their notes and collect their binders and whatever, so that they know that they need to start focusing on organization and processes and how things work from point A to point X and how they get there in between. So they know that I'm paying attention to the in-between. Yes, I want you to get to X and it needs to make sense, and I want to see where you started with A, but I want to see what's going on in between as well, all right? The Teacher's Lounge is up next. Check it out. Welcome to the Teacher's Lounge. Here's the tip. Please remember to revisit your notes. Kids, it's not just about taking the notes and making them look pretty, or just scribbling something on a sheet because you know the teacher's going to collect them and grade them. But make sure you revisit as soon as possible after you've taken those notes. Sometimes, okay, you have a class in the morning, you've taken the notes, and then you have other classes afterwards. But as soon as you get home, as soon as you have some time that day, look at them again, because you don't want to make time elapse and then you forget what the picture was, or what that symbol meant, or what you were trying to say when you abbreviated the whole sentence and you have no idea what the professor was saying or the teacher was trying to get you to remember. So look over your notes as soon as you get them down, and then things will make sense to you. It's been proven, it's researchable, that you need to rewrite your notes because it helps you cement it up here. So once you've scribbled it down and you try to keep up and you kept up with the professor and you're like, good, I got everything in. Now when you go home, you have some time, you kind of type it up or write it up again, and it will start making more sense to you. So when you have to study that you go it once or twice over, it'll make sense. It's easier because you've already visited this thing and it's become a part of you. All right, so guys, that's all the time I have for you today. Go out there and take some great notes and make it a great day. Love y'all.